And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Aries. Welcome to Koi Place Tarot. My name is Koi, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. What we're looking at in this round of reads is going to be your one-to-one for the month of December. One-to-one is a style of reading I do where we have one person over here, another person over here, and we're going to examine the direct relational dynamic between these two, between point A and point B. So as a caveat to this style of reading, two main things. The first, they oftentimes get called love readings, and I hesitate to call them that because it's not always lovely. Right. We talk about everything at the table. We have it be a conversation, which means we'll talk about good and bad, rain and sunshine, both at the same time, right? The second, it doesn't always have to be about love. Promise you. It could be about friend, family member, coworker, etc. The person who's most prevalent in your life right now is going to come up in this read dynamic. So it either will really hit or will really not. That just tends to be how it is. As a preamble to the read, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, even when it gets difficult, understand that I, as your tarot card reader, would never purposely misguide you. That's not why I made this channel. That's not why I do this type of work. It's in order to have a conversation. That way we can grow together. So follow along with me in your read today, Aries. You're one-to-one. And yeah, let's see what the cards say. You're going to be on this side, and they're going to be on this one, okay? Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Aries in this read. What are the cards you need Aries, the Aries Collective, to see in their read today? What are the cards you need Aries to see? Okay. On your side? Okay, the King of Cups. Trying to approach with the most amount of emotional maturity, what is the best option to do here, but also show our best and authentic self. On their side, Page of Cups. I mean, the emotion is there, but not nearly as mastered or well executed. So, I mean, good. Both of you feel good about something. I think on your end, Aries, there's been a lot of more expression, direct communication, saying this, let's go down the list, A, B, and C, this is what we're doing. On their end, yeah, just good vibes. I wonder why they just like, minimization, because I don't think it's inauthentic, but there's this element of not being able to say or communicate what is going on. Again, both are on good terms. That's been abundantly clear, but the extent to which our energy is matched, we'd have to see. So now that we have two individual parties on board, let's look at the surroundings. We're going to do fronts and backs. Fronts, what's being directly communicated between these two. Backs, what's kind of left out or left behind. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, now in Aries read, their fronts and backs for their one-to-one. What does Aries need to see in their read today? Yeah. Queen of Pentacles, a level of comfortability and expansion. Okay, at least it's not directly said. Oh, I get it. Two of Wands, level of intentionality. Here's what I see between you and I. I don't think you could have communicated any more clearly. You were trying to be, as open-minded as possible to the potentials of what ifs and what could be's. But overall, between you and whoever you're identifying in this read, Aries, you said what you meant and meant what you said. On their end, Seven of Cups, the belief in possibility. Okay, again, I didn't necessarily sense any animosity. The Nine of Pentacles. Oh, a lot of long-term investment. Okay. Well, I don't know how much you've known this person, but I'm just getting this idea that you have known them for at least a little bit. And the reason being is because the Nine of Pentacles is popping out. Knights are the cards of action or direct, intended movement between you and another person. or you in some way, shape, or form. The Nine of Pentacles being in the thing that they leave out. I think this person is focusing so much, they want to be better in some way, shape, or form. That's why they're trying to invest in themselves first, trying to get that right. But it's not exactly coming off as, the most enthusiastic thing in the world to you. And fair enough. I can see with somebody who's been just kind of told it like it is, said everything that they need to see on their end, and hoping for the best, but also preparing for all outcomes. The Queen of Pentacles is reading in both directions right here. On their end, they're saying, yeah, I'm really down for it, but there's so much of the things that I need to do. I don't want it to come off as bad or ill-intended, but where I'm at right now, I'm just trying to do my best for what I got. This person's going through some stuff, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. So again, I don't sense necessarily bad stuff, no animosity or negative or ill will, at least right now, but it still raises the point of what are we not communicating? Because I think that would be more effective for what you're both trying to aim for. Because again, you started off pretty good. Was it matched in energy? Not necessarily, but if that person is trying to do right for and by themselves right now, then that's the best that they have. So I'm not trying to say their best is not good enough. What I am saying is that I want you to also recognize their efforts on that end too, Aries. Okay, so reveal positions. Show cards of positionality for each individual party in this read, 1-to-1. Show Aries the cards you need to see, please, in this read today. And you're in Judgment. Oh, okay. Where you see it between you and this person, it's a make or break moment. Will we do it right, or will it go completely south on their end? 3 of Wands, the expectation of the horizon. Again, I see both parties genuinely wanting this connection to maintain, but the energy is just simply not matched, Aries. The reason I'm saying Judgment, there are 2 cards in the deck that really signify things are outside of our control. One is the Tower that just comes in and wreaks havoc and chaos, but for the best intended possible for the person that's the recipient of it. And then there's Judgment, which the skies are watching. Easiest way I could put it. Divine intervention, lessons to be learned, what is being had here. The way that you're summing it up right now, Aries, is not that you don't recognize their efforts. It's clearly not all being communicated, even though on their end, they're actually very much excited that you two are connected in some way, shape, or form. It's just on your end, you're saying, heart of the matter, I might need a lot more than this. Yeah, that Judgment, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but where you stand right now, you have laid it all on the line. This is what I want. This is how we're moving. This is what I see. Right? I can only work with what I've got. So we also have the honest conversation with ourselves, Aries. How much do we really want this? Because it's not adding up. Like the math ain't math in here. You said all the things that you needed to say. You're trying to be patient and waiting for an answer, but you communicate all intentionality as clearly as possible. And on their end, I don't think you necessarily recognize the amount of work they're doing trying to get it right, but you still feel that it's not matched to the extent to what you're trying to put down. Underneath it all, 4 of Swords, the need to rest and relax. Moments of reprieve, but I view this more as each person give each other the benefit of the doubt, give each other a break. More so, Aries, let's be honest, you towards them. Okay? Next. Now that we have 2 individual parties on the board, show the cards we need to see, please, for Aries in this read. When we have one looking towards the other, 1-to-1, what is held in between each other, 1-to-1. Show the cards that we need to see, please, for Aries in this read. What's going on in the middle? What is shared? Okay. The Magician. Okay, so both of you are trying to manifest better between each other. Both of you want this. I never sense direct animosity. 4 of Pentacles, holding on, wishing the best outcome, trying to give the best investment that we have. In what way? 7 of Swords, not all is as it appears on the surface, okay? What does that mean? Queen of Cups. There is still love, emotionality, all that, the honest and the most emotionally vulnerable kind of state. We're still giving that, even if it's not directly, interpreted as such between each party. And the Six of Pentacles, long-term investment. What would that actually genuinely look like? Okay, so for what we see, what's shared in between you two, I'll start with you over here, Aries, and go to them because I want us to be careful and gentle with whoever this party is to you. I'm just trying to be as fair as possible because we can only own our own things. In between you two, both of you want each other in your lives. That is abundantly clear. Both of you have waited for this, wanting this connection or reconnection, depending on the context of you and this person. Both of you have been wanting this. Good. Got it. Clear. You've actually held on for this opportunity. And yet, even as we show the best of ourselves, we still feel it's not good enough. We're still trying to put in everything, but it's coming from the wrong place. And that's coming from both parties on each side. Both of you basically feel like it's not going to amount to much. A or B, our efforts are not worth it. They're not seeing what I'm seeing. Just a sense of emotional inadequacy on both sides. And I think that's why you took such aggressive posturing over here saying, hey, we're going to get this right. We have to get this right. It's almost very aggressive assertion here, which is why you're trying to say we either do this or we don't. On their end, I'm doing the best of what I have. Please just see it. See me, see us, see whatever you need to. I really want to look forward to what this could mean. I think there's almost a sense of, vulnerability, and to be honest, a level of, harm and damage that may have been done, which it brings to the connotation to mind that maybe you and this person didn't end the best in the past, but it's still coming to the same conclusion of both of you want each other, but we're manifesting each other with good intent but from the wrong place, which is totally possible. Our intents, our emotionality, we can still have feelings for each other and still be coming from the exact wrong place on how to do it or execute it properly. That those things are true. They can be held in mutual accord. Underneath it all, Six of Swords, moving forward or moving on. Yeah, and it's starting to become more abundantly clear. We are trying to lay off the gas, right? It's not all gas, no brakes. It's let's ease up a bit here, but you're still coming to the same conclusion, Aries, that make it or break it. We gotta see how this goes, and that's just where you stand right now. I don't know what happened between you and this person in the past. I'm still getting a strong feeling that you two have had a longer connection than what's being immediately established here, but it still spills out the same point. We either get this right or we don't do it at all. And that's just where you stand. Trying to be fair. Now that we see this on the table, define the major arcana strewn across the table for Aries in the read, we will look to judgment. The second highest of the major arcana. What is significant of judgment on Aries' side for this read today? Show us cards we need to see, please. Define judgment within the read. To judgment. The Emperor. That's your card. But even more so, we're not budging. And I don't think it's necessarily, it's not necessarily a bad thing to have convictions, but simultaneously, what do we generally want from this? I can tell that you want better between you and this person, but what are we willing to accept and what are we not willing to tolerate? It still comes back to judgment here. Do you find this worth it, Aries? Do you find whatever form of prosperity that you two are trying to have with each other and emotional vulnerability and building together, is that worth it to you? Yeah, that's for you to decide. Because you're throwing down the gauntlet, the universe heard you, it's responding in kind. This person is doing their best. And I know that's kind of inconvenient for everything that you might have told this person, because I feel like you just laid everything out on the line, but understand they are trying. And I want to give them credit for that. To the Magician, 9 of Wands. And so the way that I interpret that, because again, Knights of Cards of Action and Wands represent the freedom of the spirit. We both had options between whatever happened between us last time and whatever's going on right now. And yet we still chose each other. That, I think, that's mutually established between you and this party. Hey, it could have gone differently, and yet we both chose this. We both decided to talk again if we're reopening communication. We both decided to pick up that phone. We both decided on this. It's not just about that breaking the ice. It's about staying afloat. What are we doing, and how do we do it right? Okay. And resolution, reveal cards of resolution for Aries in this read. What's held in space of resolution for Aries in the read today? What's held in space of resolution for Aries in this read today? Four of Wands. Yeah. Okay. You know this person, and I just get this odd feeling, Aries, you might have come back into each other's lives recently, and you're in it to win it. Four of Wands, oftentimes seen as a card of a deeper relationship, sometimes a card of marriage, depending on the context. You want who are we? We are us. You want everything with this person, right? And they see it and they're trying to respond in the ways that they can. Nine of Cups, the notion of self-fulfillment. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Both of you want each other, but the way that both parties are behaving right now, Aries, I'm more inclined to say that we're not coming from the best spaces and doing it right with each other. Like, we're saying a lot, we're not saying much at all. Here, you said everything that you need to say from an emotional intentionality standpoint, but it feels like almost, I get the sense that they feel almost like they're being badgered about it, because again, they're very much clear that they want to work on them to be right for this. Whether or not they said they want to be right for this, totally up for debate. But in terms of the things that go on, yeah, you two want each other. Let's clear that up, get that out of the way. But more than wanting each other, how do we show up for each other? How do we need each other? And how do we do it properly? Those are the things that we focus on when we try to expand. Love isn't just about intimacy, it's about evolution. Underneath it all, Eight of Cups, the notion of walking away. Such hard line decisions that we have right now, Aries, but we're in the mode of we do this right or we give up completely. I don't know what happened between you and this person in the past, but you're just in a mode where we got to do this right or we just have to call it quits. And I want you to give more grace to this party for whatever they're trying to work on, because trust me, they are trying. I don't think it's being expressed or communicated in any effective way possible, let's be totally honest, but they are trying. So what do I see in your read today, Aries? Two people wanting from each other what they may not be able to give right now. You on your end, you said everything that you wanted, basically laid out the framework. I want a relationship with you. This is what I see what that looks like. And now that you've laid out that very hard, almost like an edict or a decree, hey, you are the emperor. This is what you're known for best. The fire starter in a way. Do you feel that this person fits into that framework? Beyond all the good feelings that we may have or share with each other. And trust me, there are a lot of good ones. You two have been holding on for a chance to make this right between each other. What does that mean? Like, when we give each other the grace to be and fix our mistakes and do whatever we need to, what does that generally mean between us? And I think that's what I want you to sit with as we try to, back off of some of the aggression that we're having towards it. Because in this underneath, it's spelling out a very clear picture. Either we do it right or we don't do it at all. And that's just where you stand. That's how I see your read today, Aries. I hope this conversation helped. And yeah, if this is a decision that you want, that'd be the decision that you get. But also just try to hear them out. I don't sense necessarily animosity on their end, but they're just things that they need to work on that they've been trying to do for a very long time. Give them grace. If not, give them space. See you around, okay? Take care.